two last stews. Going down in about 2 minutes. Stand by. Return of the two last stews. Going down in about 1 minute. Stay tuned. Sports talk so good, makes you want to slap your mama. The return of the two last stews in 30 seconds. Stand by.
This is what it is, okay? You know what it is. You have to do the right thing. You have to go home to the family, you understand?
I'm not saying you gotta go back there this minute, but you gotta go back.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Fresh off the Plizzane. You know my dang name.
You cheating some of them.
Look, man, I'm all excited over here, and you look like you scared.
Boy, stop. He ain't never scared. If you not stewing, what in the hell are you doing?
Are we looking at a team that's about to go undefeated?
I don't know about that, but I know that they're going to get home field advantage. And if you get home field advantage, all you got to do is win 2 games at home.
When it comes to the question, man, is Carolina that good and is Dallas that bad? I think both are true, but I think more so Carolina being that good. For the same reasons you just mentioned, man. The Panthers are in the top 5 in 3 major categories. Offensively and rushing, they're third. Total defense, they're third. And rushing defense, they're second.
That's a formula for winning,
That's
sir.
a formula for winning, man.
You can run the ball and you play great. Welcome to the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, 640 WGST, as well as iHeartRadio. Stupendous.
No round of applause or something to start the damn show, Walter.
Stupendous Saturday to you.
Yeah, I mean, this is hype. This is real.
Now the studio audience want to go crazy.
Right, the studio audience in here sleeping. It don't work like that, man.
Hey,
good morning, man.
Good morning, man. Stupendous Saturday. Everybody checking out the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST. Sir, how are you doing?
Man, life is great. I am blessed by the blessed. I am thankful and I'm grateful, man.
Okay.
Life is great.
I am the same way, man.
Everything is good, man.
I am the same way, even though we just found out that it's actually cold in hell.
Well,
and that kind of threw me for a loop.
Well,
I got to be honest with you.
I hate to start the show talking about H-E-double-L, man.
Right.
But the great Naughty Dread says his research says there are parts of H-E-double-L that are frozen.
H-E-double hockey sticks.
That are frozen.
Right.
Because people say hot as H-E-double hockey sticks.
Right.
Naughty say, well, there is actually a reason you can say that.
Right. He said, read your Bible. And I missed that.
Yeah, I read the Bible several times.
Now, I don't know. That might be a stew question. The question is would you rather be super, super hot or would you rather be super, super cold? And I don't know how we got – I do know how we got to this.
Because it's freezing in the studio. It's like 50 degrees in here.
It's freezing in here right now.
And I think the folks that run this place, kind European people, are messing with us.
And you remember
they know everybody in here is of the – you know.
What movie was that? Boys in the Hood? Remember at the beginning when they were having a little discussion in class, they were about to fight, and he was like, man, we are warm weather people, brother.
We warm weather climate people, man.
Yeah, this ain't good right here, man.
Real quick, man, can I pound my chest? And we are the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart.
If I told you not to pound your chest, would you do it?
Appreciate y'all for listening. Shouts out to my
you.
man, Bruce Hagan. He's the people's lawyer. Dante's in the building with us, too. What's up, Gus?
Good morning. How's everything?
Man, life is great, man. Cannot complain. So shouts out to Bruce Hagan. He's the people's lawyer. I'll tell you more about him in a second. I want to pound my chest about these Falcons real quick. We're going to talk about them later on in the show.
Wait a minute. That's the first question in 10 the Stew.
I know.
But why would you pound your chest? They just lost.
When they were 5-0, when they were 5-0, and there were some Falcons fans saying Super Bowl championship, right time for the new dome.
This is great. Optimistic fans do that. Your team win 5 in a row, 6 in a row.
Not optimistic. I'm talking about being a realist. I kept saying, hold on.
Well, you did say hold on, but what's not to believe when your team is 6-0?
6 teams started the NFL season 5-0. If the season ended today, 5 of those teams would be guaranteed in the playoffs. But the Falcons wouldn't be one of them, man. 6 teams started off like they did.
Yeah.
And the Falcons would be the only team right now to not be in the playoffs if the playoffs started today.
It sounds like, wow. And you're listening to the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST.
What I was trying to tell people, Doug, okay, I know you got something you got to do, man. The Falcons have faced 2 teams, only 2 that are currently above 500, man. That's the Colts and the Vikes. That's it, man.
Yeah. But,
they lost to both of those teams, man. But and I'm not pounding my chest here. I'm not bragging.
You are.
I'm not bragging, man.
You are, and that's kind of counterproductive because we live in Atlanta. We root for the home team.
I support the Falcons.
You have a tailgate every Sunday for the last 10 years.
I support the Falcons, man, but I got to use this hour that we get, these 37 minutes, to tell the truth and shame the devil.
So what more are you going to say now when we do 10 the hard way or 10 the stew way, and you already shot your load on the Falcons?
I didn't shoot my load. I have multiple loads to talk about, not to shoot.
That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool.
Well, no, but you.
That wasn't cool. And now you see you got people, everybody in the studio shaking
guys,
their head.
We're not starting like
you
this.
just crossed the
guys,
line.
I apologize.
And you are a habitual line stepper. You're a habitual line stepper, and then just now.
Sir, that was an accident. I mean, you did that. I didn't do. You did that. That was you.
Hey, man, thank you so much for joining the Two Live Stews. Stupendous Saturday to you once again. The return of the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST, as we've been talking about already for the first couple minutes of the show. We got 10 the Stew Way, which is the 10 biggest stories this past week in the world of sports and entertainment. We'll hit that today, as well as the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football coming up this weekend.
Can I cut you off real quick?
You're going to do it anyway.
Part of winning.
Okay, stop. Okay, I don't want you to cut me off.
All right, cool. Part of winning in college football is having talent to put in positions to make plays. Am I right?
Right, of course,
okay.
Of course.
Do you realize that Mark Richt had a top recruiting class every year of his 15 years?
Definitely like top 5 every year.
In Georgia. You realize that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't want to blow my load again.
So chances are he's probably going to even do better. And now he's in South Florida.
Well, see now you're taking parts of the show out to talk about them now. You shouldn't do that.
But you brought it up.
Yeah,
though,
let's wait until we get to that. Well, let's wait until we get to that. What are you doing?
Hey, man. We'll hit the 10 biggest stories this week in the past week in the world of sports and entertainment. Have some fun, do what we do. Hopefully, Ryan won't line step anymore, which he's already done this morning. He had a couple of the brass walk out and disgust and looking at us like, I can't believe we let these guys back on this week.
You know what I did? I had a large coffee this morning, and I had extra sugar in it, and I think I'm a little, what some people like you say, crunk. I think I'm crunk.
Right. You're probably crunk.
I'm crunk. I'm feeling it.
You're probably crunk. So, a bunch of big games this weekend. Is obviously championship weekend in most of the conferences, except for the Big 12. I don't know what their problem is. So we'll hit all of that, man. Some big games in the NFL as well. Falcons travel to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of great stuff to talk about coming up and from this past week.
Dante, what he's doing is called hogging the mic. That's what he's doing. That's called hogging the mic.
That's what it's called.
Right. When you have one of those, it's like a semi-filibuster that he does, where he just keeps talking so I can't talk. You realize that every game you watch this weekend means something.
Yeah.
I mean, every single game that's on TV.
I am very excited about this Clemson, North Carolina game, the ACC championship, man. Because once again, we're from the great state of South Carolina.
You're about to make me shoot another load.
The great state of South Carolina.
No. Walter, don't do that. No, don't do that.
You think something's funny, man, but seriously, that type of talk ain't funny, man. I mean, seriously. I used it in the terms of
I am misunderstood.
Of a metaphor, and then you just sullied the whole thing.
Sully has a great show on WGST, 640 AM. I'm just misunderstood. I didn't mean I didn't mean it, man.
Hey, when we get back from the break, man,
that's not the context.
That's
not the context that I was trying to deliver my...
Tend the Steway coming back from the break. The Two Live Stews, 640 WGST. Just stop. Just cut your mic off. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Champions of sports and Guy Talk Radio. This is the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, 640 WGST. Yeah. Stupendous Saturday to you.
Yeah, man. If you or someone you love may have been injured, you need to contact my guy, Bruce Hagan, to schedule a free consultation about your personal injury or wrongful death claim.
What up, Bruce?
Keep in mind that there's never a fee for a consultation or for filing a lawsuit. Unless you receive money, you don't pay Bruce unless you get some bread.
Sounds like a good deal to me, man.
Sounds like a good deal, man. So shouts out to Bruce Hagan, the People's Lawyer.
Hagan-law.com. Thank you so much for joining your boys on the Two Live Stews. Don't forget, man, the Doug Stewart Show, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, online, thedougstewartshow.com. We get real loose on there, man. Trust me on that. We get real loose.
Can we get into this stew the same way, sir?
10 the Steway.
Yeah. Timing is impeccable, Walter.
I like that. I like that.
You said happy birthday to Walter for something?
You know I'm a fan of Westerns, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I love to hear this type of music. Oh, yeah, shouts out to the Alphas, man.
Shouts out to the Alphas.
I've grown as a person. I've been out of school for over 20 years now.
Cut that off! Cut that off!
So I've grown as a person so I can wish another Greek letter organization happy birthday. Their birthday was yesterday. Their Founders Day was yesterday. Walter's an Alpha. You pledged to wear Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict College.
Yeah. So
Make some good bros at E Squared and then Benedict, and you chose the Alphas. you big dummy.
Congratulations. Shouts out to the
happy,
Alphas.
Happy birthday to the Alphas, man.
All right, man. 10 the Stewie, man. The Falcons lose again, this time to the Vikings. They go play tomorrow in Tampa Bay. Are they done or not? And what's happened to Matt Ryan over the last couple of weeks, man?
Again, sir. 4 teams in the history of the NFL started 5-0, and they went on to miss the playoffs. I think the Falcons will be the 5th. How many times have you heard that this year, man? Huh? Every freaking week. Don't forget, man, they lost to the Bucks.
Right.
Okay? Their downward spiral started with their loss to the Bucks. So there's no reason in my mind that I'm going to think they're going to find a way to win this ball game. And when it comes to Matt Ryan, Doug, I'm hurt. 5 turnovers in the past 2 games.
Yeah.
5 interceptions.
Yeah.
I really think that he's got a problem with the offensive coordinator and his style of play.
But the first couple of weeks, there was no problem at all with the offensive coordinator.
Well, the first couple of weeks they were playing inferior teams.
Everybody was actually singing the praises of the coordinator the first couple of weeks. It's very distressing to watch.
Okay.
It's very distressing to watch Matt Ryan throw these bad interceptions. That's the biggest issue that I have. The interception to DeQuell Jackson to the Indianapolis coach the week before.
All red zone.
The interception this past week, right, all in the red zone.
Yep,
7 red zone turnovers this year. The interception last week where he's going to the left, throws across his body in the end zone where everybody on defense usually plays like a zone, so cats are just floating around. These decisions that Matt Ryan's are making as a quarterback, man, they don't look like a veteran quarterback. That's the biggest bad thing about this whole situation.
Through the first 5 weeks, man, the Falcons were one of 8 teams with a plus turnover differential. The combined record of those teams now are 33-4. From week 6 on, they have the worst turnover differential in the league with -8. In that span, they're 1-5. You win the turnover battle, you win games. You lose the turnover battle, you will lose games.
But am I not right? The first couple of weeks, everybody was singing the praises of Shanahan.
Yes.
And over the last couple of weeks, now everybody's poking holes in
Yep.
that. It's not him.
Yep.
Matt Ryan has to make better decisions.
I agree totally.
After 15 years in Athens, man, Mark Richt is out. We can give him a little round of applause right there,
I
man.
agree. I totally agree.
After 15 years in Athens, Mark Richt is out. Tremendous job by him for 15 years. He's out as head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs. And after beating Tech, for God's sake, what say you on Mark Richt getting fired, man?
It's the dumbest thing in the world to me. He's a 76% winning coach when it comes to college football. In his first 15 years, he's done an outstanding job. 145 wins, 9 bowl wins. In Joe Paterno's first 16 years, he never got a championship. Lou Holtz, it took him 19 years before his first championship.
It's a different day and time, though, man.
Bobby Bowden, it took him 17 years for his first championship.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's a different day and time.
When you've got something that's working, why get rid of it?
It's not working.
He's gonna stumble into a title sooner or later.
Nah.
Stumble.
Why? History doesn't show that.
All right,
History doesn't show that. Bottom line is this, man.
So UGA gave a guy with 15 years experience away to somebody else. Okay.
This is a win-win-win situation. Mark Richt got paid $4.1 million from the University of Georgia to leave. He's going to make $4 million with a new start at Miami, his alma mater. Georgia gets to start fresh by getting a new coach, which is probably going to be Kirby Smart. We'll talk about that here in a second. So they can try to get to the next level and win a championship. And Miami wins as well, man, because they get a great coach. I've never said Mark Richt wasn't a great coach. They get a great coach that can recruit, and probably he's going to take them to the next level. Win-win-win for everybody.
Speaking of the coach, now that Rick is gone, of course the word on the street is that Kirby Smart will be the guy in Athens, sir. You are a fan of the U. You don't care about Georgia, but is this a thumbs up or down for Georgia?
I guess it's a thumbs up, man. Kirby Smart is all about defense, man, and we both know defense wins championships, man. Over his tenure at the University of Alabama, man, points per game, #1 ranked. Yards per game, #1 ranked. Yards per play, #1 ranked. Total QBR, first in the country, man. So Kirby Smart is a great coach. The question is he's not proven. If I were Georgia, I would have hired a guy that had experience. I wouldn't try a newbie because you don't know. A newbie might be bad. We talked about Will Muschamp a couple of years ago when he got to the University of Florida. He was the bee's knees, and he struggled. You do not know. You don't know if he's going to be able to recruit good coordinators. You don't know how he's going to be when he's the man. He's always been good as the second man, but what happens when he's the man, we'll see.
When it comes to my thoughts on Kirby Smart, he's a disciple of Nick Saban, and Nick Saban disciples really haven't done that good of a job outside of Jimbo Fisher and Mark D'Antoni at Michigan State Jim McElwain, Johnson McDaniels, Pat Shermer, Will Muschamp, Derek Dooley, all of those guys have not shaken the world with their head coaching experience.
Right, you're exactly right.
This is our home. We love it. And this is where we're going to finish our coaching career. And I say ours because it's a team effort, no doubt. My goal is to finish my coaching career at the U. So with that, I'll do this because I'm excited to do that.
Part 2 of the question, sir, is the Richt discussion. A couple of days after being shown the door by UGA, Dewey gets hired down in Miami, his alma mater. Good move or bad for your team, sir?
It's a great move, man. It's actually a perfect move because Miami is always kind of teetering on trying to be a winner like they have been historically with the program, but also kind of controlling them guys down there because they wild as heck. Mark Richt is known as a disciplinarian, even though a bunch of kids always get into trouble at the University of Georgia. But he's known as this God-fearing man, a guy that's going to do the right thing. And so Miami needs that. He's a proven winner. He's a proven recruiter. We talked about it at the start of the show, man. He's always had top 5 recruiting classes. Imagine what he's going to do down there in the bottom, South Florida.
I think it's a great move for Miami. I think when we look back on this situation 5 years from now, that Miami is going to be very happy with what they've done, and that Georgia's going to feel real stupid about what they've done. That's how I think will happen. It's going to go down in 5 years. I really do.
We'll see.
Lastly, man, for the first 5 of 10 the Stewway with the Two Last Stews on WGST, LSU decides to keep Miles, man, after all that jammer that was going on last week. Seemed like he was dead man walking. What happened, man?
They looked at the fact that he had the number 1 recruiting class coming into that game last week and says, if we fire this guy, we're going to lose a lot of these kids. And he's always been able to bring in the best talent in the country. The problem with them offensively has been scoring points and bringing a great quarterback there. He's going to have to address that. He's going to have to try to change his style a little bit to a more wide-open passing offense. But Les Miles has won championships. Okay, so it's not the exact same situation at the University of Georgia. I'm not mad at all with them keeping Les Miles as the head coach.
3 SEC titles, played in 2 championships, won, and he is a 78% winning coach. These 75, 78, these things just don't, that's not low-hanging fruit. Everybody can't say that about their coach, okay? I thought that LSU was stupid for even talking about getting rid of him, but the reason why he's still there is because Jimbo said no thanks.
It wasn't stupid because those fans down there expect to win championships. That's the difference between those fans and the Georgia fans. Mediocrity is not looked upon kindly down there, and I respect that.
What's real is there's one championship that's going to be won every year, and if your school's won 1 in 10 years, you're blessed.
Well, damn it, I want to win more.
Yeah, but that's not realistic.
I'm not happy with continuing to win 9, 10 games.
That's just not how the world works.
It ain't about winning 9, 10 games, sir. It's about winning championships.
Where do you go to get 9 or 10 wins? If you don't have 9 or 10 wins, you can't play for a championship.
Well,
so where do you go when you get rid of a guy that's won 9 or 10 games?
Hey, much respect. You know what they did?
You're bringing in the unknown?
They basically told old boy, listen, you on the hot seat. This is the official hot seat. We kept you this year, but you need to turn this ish around.
Antioxidant. This thing that I call CBD oil is incredible. Anti-inflammatory. Check it out at halcyonorganics.com. Check out the CBD oil at halcyonorganics.com.
Stupendous Saturday to you, man. When we get back the second half of 10, the Stewway. A little bit later, the Funky 4. The 4 biggest games in football this weekend, and this is a great weekend. Really the last major weekend for college football before they get into the playoffs and the bowls. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the 2 Live Stews.
Damn.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidators' nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
This is my new theme song right here, man. And it's true. If you don't have any haters, you ain't popping, man.
Okay, Mr. Okafur.
Welcome back to the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST, as well as iHeartRadio Worldwide. More of 10 the Stew Way coming up here in a second.
No matter what your special occasion might be, man, we can provide the perfect desserts to complement any event. We have delivered cakes for birthday parties, holiday parties, office parties, and many more special occasions.
Yeah.
Check us out at pieceofcakeinc.com.
Hey, man, would you like to advertise with the Two Live Stews? You can, or the Doug Stewart Show. It's very, very easy. All you got to do is email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We got a huge following on the online show. Obviously, you know what the Stews have done here in this city and worldwide, really, for the last 15 years.
Worldwide, Craig!
Yeah, email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Now, more of 10 the Stew Way.
Dante, a.k.a. Gus. What up, sir?
Berkeley High School Hall of Famer Gus.
How's it going? Let's jump right into it, guys.
Championship quarterback Gus. we talked about it, man. Quintorius Neely, my right-hand man's son,
right,
is playing in the state championship for Roswell High School.
Ace's son?
Next Saturday.
That's Ace's son.
Yeah.
That's what y'all call him, Ace.
And Dante has won a championship. And I was telling Walter, the big head board op, hey, man, it is not easy to win a championship. It's not just given to you.
Walter got a head on him.
He got a head on him, boy.
Yeah. I call him Waterhead Walter on my show.
So shouts out to all the people that have played in a championship or won a championship. What you got for us, Gus?
All right. The college football rankings have been released, and nothing has changed. Clemson remains at #1, followed by Bama at 2, Oklahoma and Iowa heading off the top 4. If Clemson loses a close game, should they stay in the top 4? And if North Carolina blows them out, should they jump into the top 4, Doug?
I tell you what, man, I'm looking at this poll. North Carolina, if they win, if they beat Clemson, especially if they beat them, like, soundly this weekend, there's no reason looking at the teams in front of them. A bunch of these teams got 2 losses. Ohio State, they're not going to play in their conference championship. Mississippi State will have maybe has a second loss this weekend against Iowa. Iowa maybe stays in. Oklahoma, they don't play a championship game this weekend as well, so they kind of stand pat or go down. I think it'll be impressive if North Carolina wins soundly to move into the top 4. And Clemson, if they only have 1 loss and it's a close loss to North Carolina, maybe they should stay in the top 4. They need to go to 8 teams as bottom line.
I'm not going to answer the question. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, which you just said in your answer to the question. UNC 10th. Is a 6-spot jump conceivably fair? That's the first question. Second question. UNC if it's a tough loss,
right?
Okay, if it's a real tough close game, Clemson loses with a last-second field goal.
Right.
Is it fair for Clemson to drop down 4 spots?
Not 4, no. I mean, why not?
So you just answered the question, Doug.
Why not? If you lose in a championship game to North Carolina and it's a close game, Clemson has all right to think they should stay in the top 4. And North Carolina, if they beat Clemson, who's been the number 1 team for the last 6-7 weeks, if they beat them soundly, I have no problem with them jumping into the top 4. The problem with North Carolina is branding and how we view North Carolina in that program. It's a football, it's a basketball conference, and it's a basketball school.
We'll go to question 7, man, but the great Naughty Dress said it prior to the show getting started. Who's the ACC champion? That's who should be in the top 4.
Yeah, but it's a basketball conference. I'm not saying that's right.
That has nothing to do with anything.
I am not saying that's right, but you better believe that's going to play into the minds of the committee.
What you got, Gus, for number 7?
Oh, boy. The Browns find themselves with another real quandary now. They bench Johnny Football. McCown gets hurt. Clearly they don't want the dude.
Clearly they don't.
Clearly. What do you do if you're Coach Mike Pettin?
Mike Pettin, man, has already shown he's not a fan of Johnny Manziel. I mean, it's clear because he doesn't even want to put him out there. Clearly, Johnny Manziel has done a lot of things to his detriment. I understand that. But you use a first-round draft pick with him, you got to see what you got. You don't know what this guy's going to be. I'm hoping, because I'm a Johnny Manziel fan, I'm hoping that he gets traded or he gets cut and released and he signs with another team. It's probably going to be the Dallas Cowboys. And maybe Johnny Manziel's story turns into the Brett Favre story. You know that story, right?
I do.
Had troubles here in Atlanta, went to Green Bay, got his head on right, and the rest is history.
They called him Buckhead Brett when he was here in Atlanta. Listen, man, I don't think Pettin dislikes Johnny Manziel at all. I think he has to stick to his guns and leave him on the bench. I think they want him to get an opportunity to see if he's worthy of that first-round pick. I really do. But at the end of the day, Trent Dilfer hit the nail on the head, man. Johnny Manziel has never, ever been punished for anything.
Oh, he's been enabled his
for
entire
anything.
life. Yeah.
So maybe him being punished finally will make him wake up.
Yeah, but
man.
You cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Well, the season's going. This season's going anyway. They can save their quarterback and save their dignity of a first-round pick. What you got for number 8, Gus?
5-time champion Kobe Bryant, a.k.a. the Bean, a.k.a. the Black Mama, a.k.a. Vino, officially says this is his last season in the NBA after 20 long years.
Oh, man, can you hit the boo sounds from the studios? Where's the studio at? I'm going to miss the Bean. I'm going to miss the Bean.
Be the jerk.
Ryan,
Oh,
even you the biggest Kobe Bryant hater, I know.
Oh, my gosh.
You have to be a little teary-eyed,
This man
right?
pulled out the Chris Childs Kobe fight tape from 25 years ago yesterday. The man came to Atlanta last night. Ryan pulls out the Kobe Bryant, Chris Childs 2-piece to the jaw fight from 20 years ago.
Listen, man.
Very disrespectful.
To answer the question, Gus, I'm not teary-eyed at all, man. But I truly respect his greatness, and I'm sad that it's taken me, 15 years to do it.
20 years.
So I really respected Kobe and admired his game for the last 5 years, man. And that was too late. All right, but I do want to say this: I hated on Kobe because of Kobe, not because I hate Kobe. You understand what I'm saying? I know that sounds like a riddle.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I hated on Kobe because of Kobe,
And you're
not
listening-
because I hate Kobe.
And you're listening to the Two Lost Tuesdays.
Kobe did some things that made me hate on him his entire
The
career,
man did one thing that you and the rest of basketball
He
America
acted
hate.
like he was Jordan, man. That's
He
the first
told
strike.
the police on Shaq, but he was a young man. He apologized for it. He knew that he was wrong. Let it go.
Who does that?
Let it go.
Who does that? Well, Shaq does it.
Is that the real reason why you hate Kobe?
That's one of the main reasons, man.
You need to grow up some,
Shaq
man.
does it.
You need to grow up
Let's
some.
go, keep it moving, Gus.
And you're listening to the Two Lost Tuesdays, man. Bottom line is, we're going to miss this guy, man. This is the second
I
best
agree.
player or the best player since Michael Jordan in the NBA. Give that man some respect, man. 81 points, the Bean. Long live the Bean.
Jaleel Okafur out. The 76ers decided to suspend the talented rookie for 2 games because it was a recent string of off-the-court incidents that include 3 street fights and getting stopped driving 108 miles per hour across a bridge.
I've been there, done that.
Doug, what in the hell is going on with this young man?
Hey, man, he got the Bust of the Week award on my show because in 2015, when you get into a street fight, there's a high chance you're probably going to die. And the crazy thing is, he's from Chicago, and you know about the violence that's been going on in that city, man. He's acting like he's not an NBA player with a truck full of money in his room, in his closet. I mean, it's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. Maybe this is going to awake him to understand that really it's real in these streets, and he's going to kind of chill out a little bit, man.
I was frightened looking at the video, man. I mean, I was scared. I was appalled. I was scared.
Because you're thinking in your mind in any second somebody's going to pull out a gun and kill him.
This isn't real.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's simple for me, man. Dude might be one of the best players in the NBA ever, but this guy is a guy that should mandatorily have to be on the buddy system.
Well, they got security for him now.
Yeah, he should have to be on the buddy system, man. He's a 19-year-old that is just not mature. That's all this is. You got a pocket full of money and you not mature at all, you're going to do this kind of stuff right here.
How much of the fault goes towards the Philadelphia 76ers, though? I mean, they always talk about he doesn't have a mentor. They're one of the youngest teams in the NBA. I get all of that, and it would be great if you had a Kevin Garnett like Karl Anthony Towns has in Minnesota, but they don't. And there's been tons and tons of guys, 19, 20 years old, that came into the NBA and never had these issues at all. What is going on with this young man?
He's not mature. He's dumb. He doesn't get it. He's not understanding the severity of the situation, sir.
Tend to stew away. We have some great viewing choices this week. In theaters, the new Rocky movie, Creed, Empire, the second to last episode of Scream Queens, whatever that is, and The Wiz on ABC.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, sir?
I'm about to really make some people upset, man. I was very disappointed in The Wiz, man.
What?
I was, man.
Wait a minute. Wait, explain that to me. Go ahead. You will.
At the end of the day, the way it was sold to me was that it was going to be a movie, okay? And
no, it was never sold to you. It was a stage play.
Okay, I envisioned a movie.
But you were wrong.
Okay, well, I was disappointed.
So that's why you were disappointed?
I was hurt.
So what about the stage play?
They did an outstanding job.
So I did, so you liked
outstanding. But when I think of the Wiz, man, I think of the Wizard of Oz. And I've got a problem with that. That's a me thing, I guess.
So you didn't like the original Wiz with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross and Nipsey Russell? You didn't like that original one? Or did you even see the original Wiz?
I did see the original Wiz, and I like that one much better than the second one. But the second one was good. I was looking for a movie for some reason.
Now, that was an actual movie, you know. The Wiz this past week was stage play. And it was actually, I thought it was actually pretty good. They added a couple of little modern slang into it to kind of update it for the younger generation.
Where was Toto, man? Where was the dog?
Toto had like the first 3 minutes, but they couldn't control that damn dog. So they had to cut that all out of the movie, out of the stage play. So I thought it was pretty good. I also saw Creed this past week, man. Very good movie. The problem with Rocky movies, man, is they're the same movie every single time.
Right.
They're like super cliche.
Well,
there's an antagonist, there's a fight, there's a couple of fights, they trade a gazillion punches, and Rocky wins.
Everybody says that this one is in line to have its own series, man. That's what I've heard.
That's pretty good.
Everybody said that.
It was pretty good.
Shout out to the good folks at 20 grand of vodka. That's where you can find them on the web, 20grandvodka.com. They sponsor the Two Last Dudes tailgates, every Falcons home game. No game for the next 3 weeks, but at the end of the month, we'll be doing it big with the good folks from 20 Grand Vodka.
All right, when we get back from the break, man, the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football this weekend. Thank you, Gus.
You're welcome.
Don't go away. Keep it locked to Two Live Stews.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
Welcome back to the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, the Low Country's finest.
Yeah.
640 WGST as well as iHeartRadio.
Bruce Hagan, we appreciate you, Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce.
Hagan, that's Hagan, Hagan-law.com.
11-time super lawyer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so, man, the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football, 2 college, 2 pro. You ready to do that?
I am certainly ready to do that, sir.
Time for the Funky Four.
Can I start this thing off, man?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Which game in college, and there's a bunch of big ones this weekend. Maybe we'll touch upon the rest of them. But which game are you looking most forward to this weekend in college football?
The ACC championship, and it has nothing to do with me having ties to the ACC, being a Georgia Tech grad. Last season, Clemson and UNC played in Clemson, and Clemson smashed them 50-35. I really think that the quarterback that's going to steal the show is Marquise Williams and not
Deshaun Watson.
Wow. Man. I really like UNC in this ball game. They would have been undefeated to this point, man, if it wasn't for that South Carolina loss where they turned the ball over countless times in game 1 of the season. They're a much better football team. Defensively, they're strong. Offensively, they got a double threat on the ground with Marquise as well as their running back, Elijah Hood. He's averaging 6 yards per carry. I like North Carolina, Doug. I like North Carolina. I definitely not just to cover 2, to win.
I think Clemson's been playing with a chip on their shoulder this year because everybody expects them to lose the game they should win. I like Clemson to roll this weekend, man. I like them to roll. I like them to stomp all over North Carolina, man. Once again, North Carolina's a basketball school. They've outplayed themselves this year. They've outplayed themselves this year. I expect Clemson to roll.
Dabble, will he have his Bob Stoops moment like he's done every year so far to this point in his career?
We'll see, man. Okay. I don't think so. I think Clemson goes out there and tries to put up a big number on them to prove a point that they are for real going into the playoffs.
Who you got, sir?
I got Michigan and Iowa, man. Michigan State and Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. Listen to this, man. We don't really give Iowa enough credit. I don't think the number 4 team in the country. Here's the thing about it, man. Iowa right now has more yards per game than Michigan State at 404. More yards allowed or less yards allowed as well. Iowa has been playing great football this year. They're a 4-point underdog in this game this weekend. It's going to be kind of strange to see Iowa play big-time football during the bowl season, but I think they might be for real, man.
This is the game that's going to be a blowout. Michigan State's going to smash these cats.
Wow.
You watch.
I like Michigan State to win, and I like them to cover, but I'm very intrigued to see if Iowa can shock the world because we're just not used to seeing Iowa football once again at this time of the year. We will see. The problem with both of these games is they come on at the same time.
Right.
So you're going to have to DVR one, man, and watch the other live. What about the NFL, sir?
Falcons and Bucs, the game I'll be keeping my eyes on, man. 4-game losing streak for the Falcons so far this season. Matt Ryan has had 5 picks in the last 2 ball games. The Falcons averaged 16 points per game in the last 6 games. and that's down from 32 points per game the first 5 games. Matt Ryan is just stinking it up right now. And on the other hand, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Jameis Winston are finding their groove and doing things the right way. Ground game, Winston's not turning the ball over. The muscle hamster's running the ball well. I like Tampa to find a way to win this ball game, sir.
I'm looking forward to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm obviously looking forward to the Tampa Bay,
of course,
and Atlanta Falcon game. One thing about that, man, and I thought about this morning driving up here to the studios at 640 WGST. This might be kind of like the official changing of the guard. When I say that is, for many, many years in the NFC South, it was all about Drew Brees, and Matt Ryan pretty much was the second best quarterback in this division.
I like where you're going, sir.
Now you have the emergence of Cam Newton, who's clearly the best quarterback in the conference, and then Jameis Winston. If Jameis Winston can win against the Falcons this weekend, it might be the true changing of the guard.
A quick turnaround, too, man. It just happened like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you're listening to the 2 Live Shoes. I'm looking forward to the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Minnesota Vikings for the first time this year, man. The Seahawks are over 500 with a 6-5 record. The Minnesota Vikings get back on the winning track last week by beating the Atlanta Falcons here. We've talked about that ad nauseum. The week before, a tough loss against the Green Bay Packers. Teddy Bridgewater, another young quarterback, man. Adrian Peterson looking like the Adrian Peterson of old.
Well, let's talk about that real quick.
I am looking forward to the Packers and the Seahawks this weekend.
I thought 30-year running backs were supposed to slow down, sir.
Yeah.
I thought 30-year running backs were supposed to lose their legs, sir.
He hasn't.
Oh, my God.
You know this man is a modern miracle. You remember when he tore his ACL, came back and rushed for 2,000 yards?
Yes, yeah.
Adrian Peterson is a different type dude. So there you have it, the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games this weekend in the world of football.
Stanford, UNC, you got any excitement about that? Bama, Florida, get any excitement about those games?
A lot of these quote-unquote analysts are rooting for Stanford because they want to see them get into the playoff. They have 2 losses. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think USC probably even wins this game this coming weekend. You also got Alabama taking on Florida in the SEC championship game. Is Alabama just going to roll or what?
Alabama's going to roll like a monster. Like a monster truck on bicycles outside of a park here in Atlanta.
Okay.
You shoot another load.
What? Oh, damn.
This is a problem.
Also, Temple taking on Houston this weekend in the American Athletic Conference Championship. Any interest in that at all?
A little bit, man. Houston's played some pretty good ball. Houston's done fairly well the last decade, man. They've had some good coaches, good quarterbacks. They've had some good players, so I'm not surprised, and I think they'll find a way to get this game won.
So at some point, they got to revamp this playoff system in college football because they've got 5 power conferences, but only spots, or they've got 4. Or they got 5 power conferences, but they only got 4 spots for the playoffs.
Right.
Do you think they add that American Athletic Conference into the mix? So you're talking about Memphis and Houston and Temple and all of those teams?
I think you
or not?
I think you add 2 more teams, or 4 more teams.
Somebody said something on my show this week on the DougStewartShow.com that we don't even have to go to 8, just go to 6. And give the first 2 teams a bye.
Okay, so listen, here's my point. I like that also. I like that. The 5th and 6th team will always have an argument, especially if North Carolina finds a way to get to the top 4.
At what point do you cut it off?
But the 7th and 8th team, that argument will be a little bit less. That argument wouldn't be as hard.
If you look at the top 8 teams right now, Notre Dame is at number 8. Stanford is at number 7. Everybody believes Notre Dame and Stanford can play and beat anybody every weekend. So if you look at it right now,
I don't believe that.
You don't think so? You don't think Notre Dame is that tough?
I think Notre Dame had a schedule that was favorable for them to have an opportunity to play in this Final Four teams, and they let that go.
We'll see.
That good of a team.
We'll see. Ohio State really has an argument as well, man. The problem with Ohio State is they're not playing in the championship game, so that hurts them. But they got 1 loss. Their 1 loss at home. This is what I don't understand. And you're going to have these type of arguments every single week when you're talking about the college football playoff program rankings. But Ohio State has 1 loss at home to Michigan State. That's a better loss to me than Texas beating Oklahoma in Oklahoma.
I totally agree.
So why is it that we're forgetting about that horrible loss that Oklahoma had just because it was earlier in the season? I don't get that.
I think Oklahoma dominated more teams throughout the course of the year than Ohio State did.
But they play in the Big 12.
Well, that's fine.
Who do you think is a better team if they lined up against each other? Ohio State or Oklahoma?
I would put my money on Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the thing is kind of flawed from the very rip.
But
you got people and opinions and bias coming into play as well.
If you had 6 teams, the 7th and 8th team wouldn't hurt as bad. The 7th and 8th team wouldn't hurt as bad. 5 and 6 will always have a strong argument. You need more teams, man.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make it better.
First of all, let me say I'm thankful for the fact that we don't have the BCS anymore, and we have some type of rankings where it happens on the field.
Totally agree.
But I wouldn't be mad if they did 6 teams and gave the first 2 teams buys. It's another show, man.
Got to thank Dante, my man Gus, Alfred, my man behind the glass, Walter, the great Naughty Dread, and, of course, you, Doug. And more importantly than you, everyone that listens to the show, Periscope, WGST, everybody, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, don't forget, you can advertise with the Two Live Stews as well as the Doug Stewart Show. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. And don't forget to check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Love God, love each other, and tune in next Saturday on WGST for the Two Live Stews.
Peace.